It is moments later. I just want you to see an up close image of LAPD group stalking that is following me around as I walk on the property. And this is upon, again, while I'm capturing video, capturing the pattern of conduct underway by the people of the state. This is speaking to the vast system that's underway. You have any and everybody that comes onto their grounds to participate in the criminal system in close proximity, because I'm subject to what is a massive system of surveillance in relevant position well beyond the borders of Alvarado Gardens. They're coming onto the grounds of the property itself to participate in person in the criminal system. That is speaking to a very vast system. You also know that it's vast because on the roads and the highways, the entity is keeping the light source and engaging in what is the demonic pattern of conduct, as you've seen Universal Waste demonstrate, as you have seen the people of the state demonstrate through the engineered light, much of which I've given you a sample of. I have bodies of years of evidence of stalking via directed light by the people of the state. The ongoing criminal conspiracy to engage in what is a demonic method of keeping someone under surveillance, that's the state of California, and the people of the state is well established already beyond what is the legal standard, clear and convincing evidence. All right. The entity is established in what is the conspiracy. It is a controversy, but it's a conspiracy to engage in criminal conduct together. I have established that conspiracy, and the fact that the entity is engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring is also established beyond a reasonable doubt. I just want to be clear, on the face of my evidence, it's established beyond any reasonable doubt. But nonetheless, that's speaking to what is a vast system, because the entity's environment remains around me, even in traffic. Okay. As I travel to other portions of the state, the specific environment remained over me in Palo Alto. Okay. In Northern California. The entity is maintaining the environment any and everywhere. So it's also speaking to what is a vast population of the demon possessed, of demonic activity, of criminal conduct by the state of California. Anyway, so I want you to see this. This is the LAPD. As I walk back, you see on video Kum Lee of 1812 number 1. She's a group stalker engaging in what is heavily documented acts of terrorism while she is crossing paths, just like you see Universal Waste engaging. Just as I have referenced the demon that is Tiffany Sherez of 1818 North Alvarado Street, apartment number 6, engaging in the documented act of terrorism while she is crossing path in her white Telluride at 9:03 in the morning, where the light source is hovering directly above my head as I'm standing in the parking lot betwixt the leasing office and building 1810 North Alvarado Street, which is not going to ever be over the 101 South Main Street, Suite D, which is the cafe in Pomona, California, where the light source is hovering over me while the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department are demonstrating their demon possession, their demonic activity that they're engaging in while they're criminally monitoring somebody. They're group stalking as a department, and they're doing so in an entirely distinct location where that light source is seen on video hovering over me there, and you're looking at the light source that's hovering over me here, where I am getting up and the entity is engaging on as a demonic imitation of a sunrise, and the entity is maintaining that light source for the duration of the day, engaging in the demonic imitation of a sunset, while I remain at the same property. That is surrounding the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department and the people of the state engaging in the criminal pattern of conduct. And the criminal pattern of conduct is demonic. Okay, so I want to be clear. The demon possessed are engaging in what is the pattern of conduct of group stalking in the shoes of the government, and that is the government itself showing you what they are and the positions that they are not fit to be in while they're practicing what is a secret system, and that's exhibited by the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And while I am documenting that, you have what is Universal Waste arriving with knowledge of all that's being documented, and you're looking at a psychopath, and that's what the demon possessed do. They come in your face. That's relevant to what you're also going to prosecute for. That's a psychopath, a sex offender, a stalker who is engaged in documented terrorism with engineer light, and then asking you while they know that you're documenting it. That's a psychopath. Not funny, but it's so psychotic. That's why I can't do anything but laugh about that, because you're going to prosecute for that very deranged mindset, which is a threat to the public safety. That's the audible activity, the substance of that audible activity. While I'm walking on the grounds to 1812 number 1, Kum Lee, who's monitoring in the same way that the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department have, in the same way that Universal Waste has, in the same way that Vanessa Dries of 1812 North Alvarado Street, apartment number 5, the same way that Center for Better Life has, LA County, Crossing Path, the same way that Ryder, the commercial actor driven by an African-American male, and you have the engineer light dragging all over the asphalt behind that vehicle while they're crossing path, engaging in highly demonic behavior while they're group stalking with the state. That same police department is group stalking by helicopter as I walk to the back portion of the property with simultaneity. This is speaking to their tracking my every steps, and they amplify helicopter activity as I walk to the back, and I want you to see that. Okay, that's the pattern of conduct. That's them monitoring in a helicopter crossing path back there, amplifying the sound as I begin walking down this path. Let me show you again quickly. Hold on, so you can see they are present. If you pay attention, you can see them right there. in the background. So let me.
Portion of the property, okay? That's the pattern of conduct. That's the monitoring and a helicopter
So I
crossing
just
path
want to
back
make
there,
sure
amplifying the
that
sound as I
want to make sure that you can see that. That's what is seen. I mean, I'm dealing with the federal government who has the ability to further, use the evidence on video that I'm capturing. But I wanted to go ahead and give you let me dissect the video that I just captured. That's the state that's tracking my every step as I'm on the property. They're following with helicopter activity, stalking in the path, and the engineered light is always present. And this is under the guise of telling me that they need a work order. Oh, I've got a flood in my apartment. And those that arrive to engage in repairing that flood are group stalking at the property as well, in concert with that same entity. In addition to that, as I walk back toward the office, the entity is, again, maintaining the specific environment via the use of sirens. And this is what I'm capturing as I walk back. The entity is still monitoring by LAPD.
This is a demon stalking in the path with light, acting in concert with the state.
This is being in the path with a method of light. This is what Christopher On and his wife were doing, group stalking in the car, driving in the parking lot, while Universal Waste was driving toward the dumpster. Monitoring together, it's demonic activity. Yoon Kim of 1808 number 1 is engaging what is maintaining
monitoring amplified audible activity and movement.
All right, maintaining presence in that vehicle in my path as I'm walking back toward the office area. This is stalking in the path with light. This is what demons do. They do this as an entity, surrounding and with presence in the path, and they're surrounding with light. Okay, and they are supplementing light because the engineered directed
also
light,
maintaining
the light source itself is subdued. It's still over my head though. Okay, so this is the significance of that, and the entity was sounding sirens while this demon gets in position to stalk in the path with light.
Place. He's going to federal prison, and he's not a natural born citizen, so any naturalization.
So that's the significance of what I documented. I just want to make sure that you can understand the significance of that. I'm sure that you can, but I have the ability to literally go through the evidence with you and let you know the significance. It's a consistent formula. It is demonic activity. It is state surveillance, and it's also federal stalking on the venue of the internet. Okay, and you have the demon-possessed Kum Lee who's monitoring documented criminal acts, group stalking with directed light while she's driving a car. That group stalker is monitoring me while she calls me to her apartment, engaging in what is assault and battery. She's touching my person. You can hear me telling her repeatedly to stop touching me. And let me be clear, that's a sex offense. I do not want a demon. I don't want a group stalker touching me. She repeatedly is touching me. That's a threat to my life. I want to be, just because I'm composing myself, it does not mean that it's not a threat. So I want to understand that, okay? She's repeatedly touching me. She's a demon engaging in terrorism with directed light. She's monitoring with LAPD, who's tracking my steps while I'm walking toward that back property, and the entity is surrounding with sirens. And also beware, the entity is doing this because I'm literally breaking down their criminal conduct. As I do that, the demon possessed do more of it. They do more of it. So as I walk to the back of the property, they're sounding helicopter activity, engaging in group stalking. All right, looming in the distance. As I walk back, this entity sounds sirens, group stalking with another demon in the path with light. That's the demon possessed. That's a public safety concern. That's why you are removing the demon possessed from their positions in law enforcement as well. And you're disbanding them because you're making an example. It's necessary. You're making an example with regard to what is not tolerated in this country. Okay. And that is, again, this level of being a domestic enemy of American citizens. It's un-American to engage in state surveillance. It's un-American. All right. So I want to be clear. It's 10 a.m. That's P.O.C.